Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me for this presentation on domestic tours with Collette. And a special thanks to Kathy Rowland over at Amore Travel Designs for our partnership and getting this presentation in front of you today. I'll be featuring a couple domestic tours here in the States. We do have 170 tours on 7 different continents, so I just chose a couple of the favorites from our clients. My name is Mandy McCarthy, and I'm based in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm lucky enough to serve some of the nicest people in the world here in the heartland. And those are my two children, Landon and Cambria. And shame on me for not having our two puppies pictured here because there's definitely a part of the family. I've been very fortunate to have some great bosses and jobs in my past. And I think after you've had really awesome experiences, it's even harder to be impressed. But I am so impressed with Collette. Their integrity and character over the last year, especially, has just been incredible. Their mission and my values align seamlessly. They have refunded over $130 million to clients that weren't able to travel due to the pandemic. And keep in mind that is cash refunds, not vouchers, because they understand that a voucher really isn't going to do you any good in times like what we've been experiencing over the last year. So just on the front end here, I wanted to make sure that you'll know that there's truly no risk in doing business with Collette. Keep in mind that our tours have the best quality, at least 4-star experiences on tour. Our product design team goes out and vets every experience on tour to make sure it's perfect, and every detail has been gone over with a fine-tooth comb. We also have the best tour managers in the business. They have to receive a 97% approval rating in order to work for Colette. So keep in mind, we understand that can really make or break an experience for you. So we want the best in the business working for us. And Colette has been owned for 3 generations, so they really treasure community. I feel just as cared for as an employee as I feel like I can care for my clients thanks to their mission and values. And because we've been in the business for over 102 years, we do have experience um, going through the changing tides of the world. So while we've never been through anything like this last year, we've really adjusted to what our clients need in order to stay safe. So we've initiated this Traveling Well program in order to make sure our clients on tour are safe and that we follow all the recommended CDC and World Health Organization guidelines. So while I don't think we'll be operating this way for much longer, keep in mind that if this is what we need to do, this is what we'll do. And we've had experience doing this since April of 2020. We have been operating domestically with smaller groups and our passengers wearing masks and of course extensive cleaning. So going forward, however we need to operate, we'll make it happen and make sure everyone stays safe. And if we're not able to do that, then everyone will receive a full refund, or you can go ahead and transfer to another date with no fees and no charges. So we do have a couple different product lines, and I'm going to be featuring a couple classic tours and one of our spotlight tours. Our small group explorations is an incredible line, especially for this pandemic era we're living in. The small group is essentially a small group, 15 people or less, truly immersed in the culture of a region. So it's a little more active. You're having experiences more hands-on with the small group explorations. Our spotlight is going to be, I'll be featuring the New York tour, which is one of our most popular. This is where you're going to be staying in one location for the whole tour. So you can have a jumping off point that is always centrally located and incredibly convenient for all the experiences you'll have on tour. We also have river cruises. Our Moselle, Rhine, and Danube, among others, are just incredible. So keep this in mind for any of the cruise travel you'd like to do. Our faith journeys are also a myriad of awesome adventures. We have pilgrimages. We also have tickets to Oberammergau. I think we have about 30% of our tickets. We were given 5,000. So, if you were interested in traveling on any of these other tours, keep that in mind. We do have 170. So I'll just feature a couple today, and I won't keep you much longer than 20 minutes. So the National Parks of America is one of our most popular, 12 days and 17 meals. And keep in mind that every meal you have on tour with us has been vetted with our product design team. So you're not eating at chain restaurants or, hotel restaurants. You're truly eating where the locals eat that have great reviews and locally sourced ingredients. You can see the tour at a glance. You're going to be flying into Scottsdale, Arizona, and heading up and experiencing everything there is to see in this region. You're not going to be coming back from a Collette tour thinking, oh dear, I didn't see this or that. You'll start your tour in Sedona, which is a lovely artist colony. There's a lot of native art here, local art. There's gallery after gallery that go on for a couple blocks. I was really taken aback by the gorgeous rock formations here in this area. There's all these changing hues depending on what day you see them. You'll be heading to Lake Powell as well, which has 2,000 miles of coastline. That is more than the Pacific coast combined. Here on Lake Powell, you'll have dinner with sunset views, and you'll also have a breakfast cruise the next day on the water there, and you'll also explore the dam. You'll be traveling through the gorgeous landscape of this region to arrive at the Grand Canyon, which is one out of 7 natural wonders in the world. It was carved by the Colorado River 6 million years ago and goes on for 277 miles. You'll also see Bryce Canyon, which is in southwestern Utah. It's essentially a stone forest, but when I say that, rest assured there's a myriad of colors. So you'll see all these hoodoos, and there's amphitheaters, and also the trees, just a beautiful area. And then you're off to the red and white sandstone cliffs of Zion National Park. And I feel like this is a hidden treasure. I was just taken aback by the breathtaking scenes, very dramatic scenery. You'll have the opportunity to take a hike here and experience the waterfalls and the different pools. You'll also be able to go on a tram on the floor of the canyon, so you'll be able to see the canyon from a different perspective. And then you're off to Yellowstone National Park, which was the first national park in the world. Of course, it's known for the super volcano and geothermal and wildlife features. It has the most geysers in the world. Of all the geothermal miracles in our world, this has the most. You'll also see the Bighorn Mountains and Crazy Horse Memorial pictured here. And on the National Parks tour, you'll also see Mount Rushmore. This includes 150 years of American history. Next, we'll be heading east to Mackinac Island. And keep in mind, this tour is offered at several different times of the year, but I like to feature it during the Tulip Festival because I love tulips, and who doesn't? You'll be starting your tour in Chicago, and you can see you can head up to north to Mackinac Island and then head back down, visiting Frankenmuth and flying out of Detroit. Your tour will open in Chicago, which was founded in 1830. One of the biggest Midwest cities, known for the Cubbies and the pizza dispute. I've never had a bad slice there. I don't know who's the best. Sounds like a fun adventure to find out. You'll have a tour of Chicago, and you'll also experience Holland, Michigan on this tour. Such a quaint village known for the floral explosion of colors all year round, really. They also have Windmill Island. You'll experience the gardens here. And this is the only authentic Dutch windmill in the States. And then you're off to Mackinac Island. And this island is so precious. Vehicles are band salute. You'll hear the clip clop of horses around the island, bikes. You'll really feel like you're in the 1800s. You'll be staying at the historic Grand Hotel where several celebrities and presidents have stayed here. I remember seeing pictures of JFK there and Truman. Now, the hotel and island are both considered National Historic Landmarks. And 80% of this island is a wooded paradise. So it's really well preserved. And this arch that you'll see here is the reason why the island has the national park. They wanted to make sure they preserve it. So you'll have a very immersive tour of this incredible island and wonderful experiences such as a delightful dinner with this orchestra playing at the Grand Hotel. And you'll also tour the Henry Ford Museum. And here is Frankenmuth. This is considered Little Bavaria. There are several different German shops here to explore. A great place to get souvenirs. I was so delighted by this little village. And then there's the picture of the Henry Ford Museum that you'll receive a tour of. And then I'm going to be taking you further east to New York City. As I mentioned, this is our spotlight tour. So you're staying in the same place the whole time. And you're staying in the heart of the city. You're at the Sheraton, right in the center. So you're able to really experience the culture and energy of New York City. I've heard rave reviews about this tour. 5 days and 5 meals. You'll receive a tour of this energetic, lively city. You'll see the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, which had such an impact on me. All the immigrants that had arrived here since 1892. There's also a museum that just tells the story of all these beautiful people that came here to our gorgeous country in search of a better life. I could spend days at that museum. And here at the 9/11 Memorial, you'll also see that, as well as two Broadway shows. What would a visit to New York be without at least one? But you get two. And keep in mind that you're able to choose from a selection of the biggest hits. And you'll have a farewell dinner with your fellow travelers and newfound friends. And you'll hear wonderful things about our farewell dinners if you haven't already toured with Collette. Now we'll kind of boomerang over here to the Pacific Northwest. This is such a rugged, natural, beautiful place, really immersed in nature. I love this tour and I love this part of our country. Keep in mind, we do have tours in the southern part of the United States. It's so hard to choose what to feature on these demonstrations, but you know, we have a Southern Charm tour that includes Savannah and Charleston, as well as a bluegrass country tour that includes Asheville and Louisville, Kentucky. So, but here is Pacific Northwest, including 8 days and 10 meals. You can see you start your tour in Seattle and you very efficiently are able to see every experience going down the coast here that you should see if you're in the region. And you'll be flying out of San Francisco. And your tour begins in Seattle, coined the Emerald City, and it's so lush and green. I know everyone considers this, a place that's it's always gloomy, but every time I've been here, and it's been a handful of times, the sun is shining, and the colors of the trees and the flowers are just such a lush, vivid green. This whole northwestern part of our country is just so beautiful. It doesn't even feel like you're in the States. It feels more like you're in Europe or Ireland, someplace like that, just because of the lush green. This city was established in 1851. You'll be able to tour this awesome city and see all the sights, including Pioneer Square and this gorgeous waterfront here. Your local guide will tell you the history, and then you'll be on your way to Portland, and you'll be able to see Mount St. Helens and tour the visitor center. There, they have a fascinating history of the region. And then en route to Columbia River Gorge, you'll be able to see Mount Hood, which is 11,200 feet tall. It contains 11 glaciers, and it's a stratovolcano, which is made of lava and ash. And here's Columbia River Gorge. Lewis and Clark actually took this route to the Pacific. Here you'll see the incredible gorge as well as the Multnomah Falls, which are 611 feet high. Incredible, very dramatic cascade. And you'll experience a wine tasting and a tour of the vineyard, as well as a tour of a lavender farm. And when you travel with Collette, there's several different choices that you'll get on tour. We like to include these options, but have a couple different options to make sure we suit everyone's interests. So here's an option to explore Portland on a walking tour or do the International Rose Garden Test Tour. And then you're off to Willamette Valley, which was the promised land for those who traveled the Oregon Trail. This is where the Pinot Noir grapes come from. You'll see the Yaquina Head Lighthouse on your way to Cobble Beach. And Cobble Beach has an incredible interpretive center. You'll be able to explore that along with the beautiful beachfront. And I was just amazed. I actually climbed out onto those rocks there. And the starfish you're able to see with these vivid colors. I just couldn't believe it. It looked so tropical. Just an incredible area here of our country. And here you'll head to the Face Rock State Scenic Viewpoint and experience Bandon State Natural Park. It was named after Bandon, Ireland, and you'll see Rye with the vivid green and the beautiful lush forest nearby. And then you'll travel down the beach loop and arrive at Redwood National Park. And the pictures don't do this gorgeous park justice. It's just breathtaking. And they say the sun never hits the ground, and even in this picture, you can see why. Such a treasure. And then you'll be traveling over the Golden Gate Bridge to arrive in San Francisco, and you'll experience a tour of this very energetic, lively, eclectic city. And I was surprised to see that bridge when I visited there, it's not red at all. It's actually a bright orange. You'll have a tour of the Fisherman's Wharf and the Presidio. And here at the wharf, I remember there's some very attention-seeking sunbathing sea lions. And keep in mind when you travel with Collette, all the friction points are null and void. All the hassles are eliminated for you. You're going to be swept away to the airport, and taken care of the whole time on tour and able to relax and take in the sights and relax and enjoy yourself. And same when you arrive home, you will be taking you back home with the sedan service. There are several different ways to personalize your adventure. Elite airfare is a great option so you can have a relaxing flight, especially when you travel internationally with us. It's nice to do the elite airfare so you can sleep on the plane. And I always highly recommend the pre-nights so that you can start your first day of tour well rested. There are several different experiences on tour for dining and optional excursions. For each tour you choose, I'll be able to give you the rundown of your different options, and Kathy will be able to get you booked with those. We have post nights and tour extensions too. While you're in the area, might as well have some more adventures and make the most of that plane flight. So if you did the Pacific Northwest, we'd be happy to uh, set up accommodations for you traveling down south to San Diego or visit LA. And I've never in my life been excited about insurance. Our travel protection is truly unrivaled in the market. So, at any time for any reason, up to 24 hours before departure, you receive a full refund. And this was not a travel protection that we recently enacted. This is the way we've been doing business the whole time. This is who Collette is. So, that travel protection, there's nothing like it in the market. It's not based on pre-existing conditions or no age limits, no fine print. You're truly covered whether there's flight delays or you lose bags or if something happens on tour and you need to be at a certain place to receive the care you need, you are going to be whisked away and taken to wherever you need to go along with your traveling partner. And our loyalty program, keep in mind that if you traveled with us in 2019, we are happy to apply those points to your next tour with us. So Colette has decided that let's just kind of pretend like 2020 didn't happen and make sure that everyone is awarded with the points they earned in 2019. And if you book with Kathy by February 28th, you will save 15%. And our prices that are in the system currently have not been raised since 2019. So please do take advantage of the incredible pricing in this awesome offer that is exclusively with Kathy, thanks to our partnership. So you'll save an additional 15%. And thank you so much for joining me today. I feel so fortunate to represent this incredible company and to be able to remind you all how beautiful this world is. And I know it's a personal decision on when you're ready to get out there and experience it again, but please do keep Collette in mind when you're ready to have that next adventure. And Kathy can get you set up with all the details for any of the other tours that we do have here at Collette. And again, thank you so much for your time. And until we can meet in person, take care, have fun, and keep smiling.